seems the only thing deadlier than Conor McGregor's striking ability or his ability inside the octagon is his mouth. He knows how to rile people up, Jason. And the latest target for him was WWE wrestlers.
The latest target from the latest entire group of people.
The latest people who you don't want to piss off. Like, let's be honest before we get into this. The only audience that I think is more kind of rabid
Loving,
and emotional,
generous,
and defensive. I like that. Then the WWE audience is like the UFC audience and the comic book audience. They're the most like.
They might be the same.
They might be the same people. Who knows? But my God, you don't want to piss them off. But Conor McGregor, of course, doesn't care what anyone else thinks, and therefore he unleashed on the WWE athletes. So let's take a look at the initial quote that caused the outrage, and then we'll look into the reaction which happened on Twitter, which was very, very entertaining. So the thing that the Irishman said, he was asked if he could continue the cross-promotion between the two organizations during a UFC 202 media conference call following Lesnar's victory over Mark Hunt at UFC 200. He said, for the most part, those WWE guys are pussies, to be honest. They're messed up pussies. If you ask me, fair play to Brock. He got in and fought, but at the end of the day, he was juiced up to the effing eyeballs, so how can I respect that? So, hashtag no filter. He doesn't care who he pisses off. And even more Conor McGregor-esque was his apology, which was not an apology at all. It was even further, adding insult to injury, rubbing an enormous amount of salt into the already open wound. Let's take a look at that.
I didn't mean no disrespect to the @WWE fans. What I meant to say was that I'd slap the head off your entire roster, and twice on Sundays. Oh, man. So I know the WWE audience and MMA audience, they might differ. I'm not sure how much crossover there is between the two. I'm curious for our own comment section below. Are you team WWE, team MMA, or do you go between the two of them? One is for entertainment value and scripted. The other is, intense training. Not that the WWE guys don't train. It's just a different type of weightlifting and training. And I would say, and I don't think I'm wrong on this one, MMA training is more difficult than training to become a WWE star because, again, they're more focused on the entertainment aspect. How can you control a microphone, not how can you control your opponent? Not that the WWE doesn't take a lot of skill. However, McGregor in this situation, this is another Class A example of self-promotion at its finest. First off, now if Conor McGregor ever wanted to go to the WWE, which it seems like he doesn't, but if he was ever asked to make an appearance, he'd be the public enemy number one. Oh, and my God, could you imagine the money? They don't print enough money to give to Conor McGregor for that situation. However, wrestling fans and wrestlers were not too happy with him.
I can imagine the headline, Conor McGregor causes counterfeit to pay him. They just start printing more money just to try and pay him.
Seriously. All right, there's a lot of reaction, though.
Yeah, they weren't happy. But again, I'm going to get into it after. I think this was... The amount of wrestler response, I think they were... Most of them wanted to respond just to be in on the fun of it. But I'm going to be surprised if Vince McMahon was like, sent out a group message saying, respond to this. Great for promotion.
If anyone doubts whether or not Dolch can tie Conor in a knot, do yourself a favor and Google his accomplishments. He continues to say, he went on a rant. After Diaz finishes you again, I dare you to try like Dolph, Brock, or Fit. Oh, you're welcome for your gimmick. Coming from a guy who built a career copying my persona, I expected this type of class we get from Ronda or Anderson. Ric Flair makes a point. Ric Flair, another self-proclaimed master of self-promotion.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it makes a point, is that Brock Lesnar, by the way, was an NCAA champion in wrestling, whether or not he's juiced up to the point now to maintain that level of physicality. I still would fancy Brock Lesnar to take Conor McGregor in a wrestling match because he's 3 times the size of him. But again, I don't think Conor McGregor's insinuating that I'm going to go and take on all these wrestlers, who most of which are 3 times my size. But when you look at it on the scale of removing the weight class and just sole physical ability and how they would compete against people in the same industry without something being written down to say who wins, you'd fancy Conor McGregor because he is a trained fighter. These guys are trained athletes in a way. Most of them come from athletic backgrounds, whether or not they were wrestling or anything else. But someone writes their scenario. That's the difference maker for me. However, I'm not insulting the WWE, and I don't stand by Conor McGregor. I just know what Conor McGregor's doing here, and this is undoubtedly securing another potential paycheck in the future for Conor McGregor. That's it. Don't take anything else from it. He's securing another paycheck, and the WWE are happily endorsing it.
Stop making sense. The comment section doesn't want to hear it.
It doesn't. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, McGregor's just doing this to piss off people. He's doing it so that if he ever retires from the MMA, which, by the way, we don't know when he's going to do it because he retired a couple of months ago, he's got another paycheck to walk into. He'll turn up for the WWE. He'll be booed. They'll hate him, but it will bring in enormous ratings. Like, it's so obvious. People that think this is real, get a job. You're probably watching the Kardashians and think that everything else there is a real story that's not shot 25 different times.
Don't drag the Kardashians into this. Unnecessary.
I thought you hated the Kardashians.
No, I do.
Oh, you're playing a role.
Plot twist. All right, so 23 through 26 are the other reactions from wrestlers, including guys like Roman Reigns. Let's have a look at what they were saying, because they came out in numbers, and I had to grab them all in like multiple tweets. Because all I did this morning was grab tweets. Anyone can fight with their fists. Try fighting with fashion and walk off. Reply 1 for yes, 2 for no, or question mark for maybe. That's from Prince Petty. Prince Pretty. God damn it, Jay. Bubba Ray Dudley. I would pay good money to see real Kurt Angle stretch the piss out of Notorious MMA and make him tap. Next set of wrestlers that came out.
Than that.
Mr. Kingston, yikes. Looks like the Notorious MMA could really use a bowl of bootios right about now. Someone hook him up. AJ Styles, I think McGregor could do well in the featherweight division if the WWE had one. Chris Jericho, sorry pal, no disrespect to you. My fights are legit, unlike the fixed fight you have in the UFC. What are you talking about, Chris Jericho? Next, God, that gets 5,000 retweets. Sarcasm, probably. Curtis Axel, hey, Notorious MMA, cool name, by the way. You think you could slap my head off? Come try. I'd mop your sorry ass. And then at WWE Big E, would you prefer to find us individually or have us all line up at once? I know your time is valuable, sir. And of course, probably one of the better reactions was Roman Reigns, who of course carries a belt, I think, of his own. You're the size of my leg. Shut up. Sorry, grammar geeks. Shake my head.
What this is, by the way, in a lesson, and I don't care how many people I piss off for this, is it's a lesson in throwing insults compared to someone who is across seas, Irish, UK, compared to Americans. You guys need to be schooled on throwing insults. Like, I'll mop your ass, or I'll take you out to the garbage. Like, you need to be more creative. You need to understand that there needs to be some sort of humor attached to it, not just that, yeah, well, nice name. I got his name.
I wanted to hear. Okay, but I think it's not these aren't the best microphone wrestlers though. John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I would like to see John Cena respond.
The Rock.
The Rock. Those guys would be funny. But those guys need a lesson. Like, remember when McGregor was like, you make balloon animals with one hand and teach kids with the other hand. Like, that's funny. It's creative.
Funny.
Balloon animals with one hand. And I'm not just defending
this.
I'll make you the best damn bicycle, you know.
I can make you a dog or a giraffe. I said I want a bicycle. He makes the fucking bicycle.
You hyena. The best thing about it, Jason, is we actually have an example of when you get a WWE wrestler who has got that kind of foreign sense of humor. And we have Sheamus, who responded to McGregor in a creative fashion. So he stated, never show a Jack Russell a mirror. It thinks it's a majestic Irish wolfhound, really just an annoying wee yapper trying to sell tickets. See what happens?
You're in my country. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Well, nice name, Ruben.
Sandwich.
All right, let us know what you guys think. Do you think this was a real shot at WWE? Do you think McGregor was just playing up a potential future payday, joining in on the festivities? Or do you think that he really wants a fight? He really wants a shot at Kurt Angle? What was Kurt Angle's
no, it was Chris Jericho. I don't know what Kurt Angle's
Kurt Angle's was, no, the walls of Jericho was petrifying, I think.
Yeah, but destroyed. Chris Jericho being like, oh, you scripted in the UFC.
I didn't want to get into that. I don't want to get into it.
Okay, sorry.
I don't want to get into that.
Sorry.
I don't want to get into that.
I'm sorry.